Yes.
Yeah, hello.
Uh, The voice is breaking. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Yeah,
can hear you now.
yeah. So I'm calling from Karman Connected Services. Myself, Karthik.
Yes, Karthik. I'm waiting for the
And
call.
yeah, yeah. So can we start now?
Yes, we can start now.
Just give me a second. I'll open your resume.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Uh, just a brief professional background. I mean, what you do on a daily basis on your current project. What's your roles and responsibilities?
Okay, I have 5 years of experience in DevOps, and most of my experience was into cloud infrastructure, where I am using various services in the AWS like EC2, VPC, S3, IAM, and CloudWatch, various kinds of services in AWS, and also having good exposure in Jenkins. We're coming to continuous integration perspective. We are using Jenkins as a continuous integration tool, and where we are going to build the builds on daily on the sprint basis. And coming to version control, we are using Git as a version control tool for the branching and merging strategies. Various kinds of strategies are followed in this Git as a Git. And coming to continuous delivery and deployments, we are using Ansible for that, and where I used to write various kinds of ad hoc commands and playbooks for that. So this is about myself in the organization.
Uh, you didn't mention what will be your daily roles and responsibilities. I mean, this is a overall view. So on a
Okay.
daily basis, so what do you do?
So where I used to use this Jenkins as a continuous integration tool, and where the Git from the Git where we get the source code, and Git is integrated with Jenkins, and Jenkins will trigger this source code from the Git, and based on the Maven as a build tool where the actual build happens in this Jenkins. So by this build, it is going to deploy in the Nexus repository, and with that Nexus repository, we are going to deploy into the production server. So this is the daily basis what we are going to do. So we are going to build.
So, okay. Have you done any kind of no, first of all, how many AWS services have you used upon?
uh, VPC, EC2, S3, IAM, CloudWatch, EBS
Okay. So
volumes.
have you done any kind of automation activities on those services, like creating the services or managing? Have you done any automation on those parts?
No,
Or do you have any hands-on on that?
no automation.
Okay. So let's say you get a request to create a AWS resource.
Okay.
So how do you go ahead and do that?
By using this AWS console, where I used to get into the console, and under the dashboard where we will find all the services, and by using that services we are going to create whatever the requirement we want to do.
Okay, so how do you get these requests? I mean, do you get these requests from developers or any other team?
Which request you are saying about?
Sorry?
Which request you are asking about?
Yeah, this AWS services creation request.
So
So how do you get these requests? I mean, do you have your team to take a decision on that, or do you get requests
so
from different
currently
teams?
we are working on 350 applications we are going to deploy into the AWS. So on so all the applications should be deployed to. So for the there should be a meeting meeting with the developers team. So we will explain everything about this, moving them into the cloud applications or move into cloud. So after discussion, there will be a meeting, and after that we will going to start the process of pipeline process involved.
Okay, so let's say you have applications running on a EC2 machine. So
Okay.
first question is, like, what is the monitoring tool you currently use in your project? And
CloudWatch.
second, how do you go ahead and set up the same monitoring for the application?
So we are using CloudWatch as a monitoring tool here in the AWS.
Okay, so that is something application. That's not application monitoring. That is server monitoring. So I want application monitoring to be implemented.
So you want application monitoring?
Yeah, yeah. Let's say I have Apache service running, HTTP service running, so I want that process to be monitored.
Hmm.
That the application is running on HTTP. I need to
Okay.
be monitored. So how do you go ahead and
So in the actually we are configuring this monitoring while creating the instance. There will be a monitoring. We will check the monitoring also. So CloudWatch monitoring at the time of the creation of the instance, and after creating the instance, so we are configuring this CloudWatch with the alarms, cloud matrices, with the SNS notifications. If something went wrong, so that it triggers the notification, and the topics and subscriptions and publishers where the depending upon the topic subscriptions, it will be published to the subscriptions.
so what are the different types of metrics you monitor using CloudWatch?
Matrices so you are asking about CloudWatch matrices.
Yeah.
Uh, Actually, matrices. Just a second now. There will be these alarms, right? So whenever there is an CPU utilization more than a particular percentage level, so it got increased, so it will trigger an alarm based on that matrices.
Okay. Uh, so how do you create a dashboards for
So
your
there will be. So you are asking the matrices like we are having this EC2 matrix, ABS, ELB, like matrices. What?
yeah.
Hello?
No, I am asking how do you create a dashboard for your metrics?
Dashboard for our metrics.
Yeah.
Okay, so to create a dashboard under CloudWatch, so open the CloudWatch console, and then a navigation pane, there will be a dashboard. So we have to choose the dashboard, and we have to create the dashboard. And we will give you a name for the dashboard, and we have to add a widget to the dashboard dialog box. And finally, we will choose the
So
metrics graph.
what is the difference? Okay. What is the difference between basic monitoring and detailed enabled monitoring?
Basic metrics and detailed.
Difference between basic
Huh.
monitoring and detailed monitoring. There are two types of monitoring, right?
We will get a graph where it displays everything, right? So that we can see in the form of a graphical view. So instead of seeing just getting a detail and getting an absolute details is far better than the normal details, right?
Can you explain what's the difference? What kind of extra details you get in detailed monitoring, according to you?
We can add a graphs like section so that we can get a graphs. So based on that graphs, we can get an absolute information.
So those details you don't get in basic monitoring.
Basic modeling there is no graphs, right? So that we can't just see more kind of graphs.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
So when you go to EC2 console,
Okay.
and if you click on any EC2 instances,
Okay.
and even though for those EC2 instances, detailed monitoring is not enabled. So what you're saying is you don't see the graph chart in the monitoring section?
So graph chart. Yes, we can. So there is not a detailed graph will be available, like observe detail.
What do you mean by detailed according to you? So that's what I'm asking. What do you mean by detailed?
Detail means a full, complete information without any like a. So what we can say
Okay,
exactly
okay.
like.
Take
Okay.
CPU usage as example.
Okay.
So take
Mm.
CPU usage as an example of EC2 instance. So just give me differences between the basic and detailed.
So if we choose a CPU usage, if it is more than particular percentage, so that it should remove the instances. Suppose this is a scenario what we have. Suppose it reaches higher than that percentage. So with the normal view, it's like a percentage levels, but in the graphical view, it will be more detailed information. What I'm saying is that.
Okay. Okay. So what is cross level load balancing?
Cross zone load balancing. Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
So to deploy in multiple availability zones, so we are using this cross zone load balancing.
So let's say if I have not selected that,
Okay.
and even though I have two instances running on two different subnets, so how it works? I'll not select the cross zone load balancing checkbox.
Okay.
Create a load balancer,
Okay.
but still I have instances.
So you are having instances only within one region or within different regions you are saying about that?
No, see, I am creating a load balancer. I have two EC2 machines running on 1A and 1C.
Okay.
And while creating the ALB, I will attach those instances to the load balancer according to the region 1A and 1C.
Okay.
And just I'll not select the cross zone load balancing and I'll create a load balancer. So what happens when the traffic comes or when the issue happens? Can you explain those scenarios?
So by enabling cross zone load balancing, we will get the traffic gets distributed across the multiple zones. Which by disabling this cross zone load balancing, the load cannot be distributed, so it can be distributed internally, which we have configured. I think so, according to my knowledge.
Okay, I'm trying to make it simple. So as I said, I have 1A and 1C instances running on each availability zone.
Okay.
So 1A is down, and I have not enabled cross zone load balancing.
Okay.
So what happens when the request comes to 1A zone?
Oh, can you please repeat it again so that I can get a complete idea? 1A,
1A and 1C.
2. Okay.
Subnet zone.
Okay.
Zones. I have two instances running.
Okay.
So 1A zone is down. 1A zone instance is down.
Okay.
So I have while creating a load balancer, I have not enabled cross zone load balancing. So what happens to the traffic when it comes to 1A zone now?
It will only hit the only 1A zone only. So 1B, 1C, what you said is down, right? So that all the traffic will be routed to 1A.
I'm not saying 1C is down. I'm saying 1A is down.
Oh, 1A is down. Okay.
Yeah. So and I will send the traffic to the 1A zone instance only.
Load balancing will route the traffic to all the availability instances, available instances. So you have two instances and one is down, so that all the traffic will be routed to only the other instance, right? If you have only
No, no. See, I have only one instance in 1A zone.
okay, only one
Only
instance.
one instance is 1A zone, and that is down. That is down.
Okay,
So I have one more instance in 1C zone,
one more instance in
but 1C zone.
one C zone.
Yeah. So I'll send the traffic to the
Huh.
load balancer now. So
Huh.
and no, via load balancer I'll send the traffic to 1A instance. Okay.
Okay.
So what happens in this scenario?
Huh. If one A is down and one C it is listening, so it will continuously health check the load between the instances. So if it is down, so it will think of that it is a down, so it will sense up to a threshold time for a particular period, and if it does not respond, it will shift the load to other instance which we have in the load balancing. If there are no cross-zone load balancing is available, it gets failure then.
Okay. Okay. How good are your Linux networking?
And
You rate yourself.
networking not that much expert, so I can give only 4.
So do you know what is the use of DNS?
Domain name service. So we can give a registered name for our domain.
What is the port it uses?
What?
Port number?
Port number. So that with the listening port, so on which we are going to listen the traffic and everything.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm asking what is the DNS port number?
You are asking DNS port number. Okay, so I got 53.
Okay. Okay. So how do you create the DNS records in AWS?
DNS, no idea. No, I don't know about this scenario.
So what are the storage classes available in S3?
Simple, infrequent access, glacier, reduced redundant access storage. These are the storage classes.
Okay. So how do you set the life cycle for those?
There is object lifecycle policy is there. So in the object lifecycle policy, we can set the policy. So uh, with suppose there is a requirement like for first 30 days, it should be in a particular storage class. Like we are going to access continuously. So for first 30 days, it should be in a simple storage, and then after 30 days, it should be moved to another storage class like infrequent access, which we are accessing very frequently, and after that we don't access that any file, we don't access that file, so it should be moved to glacier. So at that time we will create this object lifecycle in the S3. So by this we can move by depending upon the time period, it will move to the respective storage classes which are configured in that.
Mm, so what is the NAT gateway?
If there is a private subnet, so there is a need for accessing the internet for the private gateway, private subnet. So we will create this NAT gateway and attach it to it so that we can achieve the internet in the private subnet by using NAT gateway.
Okay. So have you hands-on in creating NATs, or have you used any other third-party tool or something?
No, in the console only we created this NAT gateway. Yes.
So is this NAT gateway, is it
What?
for VPC or for subnet?
So, a NAT gateway for EC2 instance.
Yeah, how many NAT instances do you need?
For
Let's say you have 4 environments running.
4 environment. Suppose
Yeah.
one NAT gateway is enough for that.
So do you have any hands-on on big data tools like Hadoop?
Oh
Like
no, no,
big,
no.
you have received the job description, right?
Which one? Hadoop?
No, the role which you are being interviewed for now. So have you received the job description for this, or someone told you just via phone or something?
Via phone, I received a call so that there is an interview, and I get a job description after that, after confirming the interview session.
Okay. Just wanted to confirm. Okay. Okay, Saurabh. Okay, I'll give my feedback to the
Okay.
HR on this. So HR will contact on for that also. Okay.
I have one question. Can you know what the project is? Can I know the roles and responsibilities of this position for which I am interviewed?
Yeah. I mean, this is basically what you're doing as of now, but little on a advanced level.
Okay.
So this is for a client who is in Masterly.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot remember the client name, but
Okay.
so yeah, this is the requirement for a client, and I mean, you will be of course someone permanent employee, but you will be located at a client in the Southeast College.
Okay.
So and it's basically all about networking, AWS, and little hands-on on big data tools like big
But I never had a chance to work on big data tools. If I get a chance, I can work on it, so I can learn more. So I never since I can easily scope up.
Yeah,
That's one.
I understand that. So yeah, I understand. But we have a very strict requirement for the client.
Okay.
So I'll do one thing. I'll forward. Maybe you will proceed to second round.
Okay.
Depending on the HR.
Okay.
So in second round, if you make it clear or something, maybe we can think about that, because the third and fourth round will be with the client.
Okay.
So and they will be having a thorough interview where they might ask you to write a JSON script on big data and also.
Hmm.
So that is a difficult part. So okay, we'll see how it goes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay then. Thank you for that. Thanks a lot.